Don't know if we're on or not. I think we are, probably. This is Kop On podcast. Anyway, this is a brand new show that we're doing. I've just got to see if I've got the correct YouTube chat going on, because this is absolutely off the heels of our butts. Just to because I've never tried this kind of thing before. So what I'm going to do is just press a couple of buttons here just to see which show I've got going on. Here it is. And then I've got the chat box, which should show up. Yeah. All right. So I've no idea if anyone's going to join us. If you do, then please, give us a chat message. This is my name's Owen. I'm just going to go through the Fulham match the other day because it was so good. Let me just get more of a light on. There you go. Some less red. Even though my blood is red, my heart is red, my soul is red, given the marvellous, marvellous way that Liverpool have gone about this season. Not perfect by any chance, by any stretch of the old imagination, by any push or pull of the elastic band of the imagination, but nevertheless, 10 out of 10 for doggedness, 10 out of 10 for effort, 10 out of 10 for never say die, never say die, never say anything like dying. I don't know. Absolutely wonderful stuff for Liverpool, top of the league, etc., etc. You might wonder what screen this is, because I'm down in the corner here, feeling a little bit small, but that's fine. On the left, I've made a scale, and the scale at the very top of the scale, if you're a Liverpool fan, you might recognise the legendary John Barnes. John Barnes, for me, is my favourite ever Liverpool player, and to watch John Barnes at his peak, that is the pinnacle of what football can be, what football could be, and what football will always be. And you can put, whatever favourite player you have alongside John Barnes on your personal scale as well, at the very tippy top of what football is to you, the joy you get. For me, it was John Barnes. And then at the bottom of that scale, we go down, the very bottom is El Hadji Diouf, and that represents what football should not be. Anyway, I can see Alan's in the chat. Hi, Alan. Great to have you with us. Thank you very much. We're going to do this rating show. So on the scale, you've got John Barnes at the top. You've got El Hadji Diouf on the bottom. And the players I chose for the next level under John Barnes, you've got Steve McManaman. Now, Steve McManaman was very good. He was an excellent player. So the scale is out of this world, John Barnes level. Steve McManaman, excellent player. And then going down, you've got James Milner, who was consistently very good. Lucas, who was, let's say, good, sometimes average. And then at the bottom of the scale, there should be a great drop, but it's not. The scale is not to scale, if you know what I mean, because you've got El Hadji Diouf right at the bottom of everything. I'm going to extend this chat box so that we can see that Alan has sent a message. Hi, Alan. Great to have you with us. Thank you very much. Do like and share the screen if you can. I'm going to have the first player that we're going to talk about for our player reviews against Fulham. It was such a beautiful match. Do let me know in the comments what your thoughts were of that match. Beautiful for the last 25 minutes, and pretty horrible for the first 65 minutes. Fulham were tough to beat. They were tough to break down. They had one decent shot and they scored from it. And how many times have we seen that over the years under Jurgen Klopp? A very unlucky manager in many ways. But let's go through, because in the end we saw the fire and we pulled the match out of the fire, and it's so pleasing when we do things like that. So let's start at the back. I've made these new cards. This is a brand new show for us. And at the back in goal was Quiveen Kelleher. Now, Kelleher, I don't know. For me, he's been underwhelming this season in this match, he didn't have all that much to do. His distribution was good. When he came out sweeper keeping, I thought he looked quite assured, really. And but for the goal, his positioning wasn't great. Is he to blame or not? No, I mean, Virgil was to blame for the goal, his two big mistakes, but then Bradley didn't do so well. Virgil made another mistake because the ball went through his legs. But then Kelleher could have been positioned better. So I think he's a little bit to blame. But I'm going to put him sort of somewhere between Lucas and James Milner here. And it's sort of, he was good. Some bits were very good. But wasn't great. Wasn't great. The next player, I've got the lineup here in front of me somewhere. So the lineup was at the back we had Konate, Van Dijk, Gomez on the left, and Connor Bradley on the right. So let's say, for example, Virgil. Let's get Virgil in here. Virgil van Dijk. What a player. He made those two mistakes. I've never seen him make two mistakes in a row. I've seen him make, one mistake every sort of 5 or 6 games. He makes one mistake and then he's perfect for the rest. But it wasn't a great game from Virgil, was it? Because of those two mistakes. He recovered well. And God knows what our team's going to look without him. But I'm going to put Virgil, for his standards, I'm going to put him as, sort of down here, a little bit lower than Queeve. Sorry, Virg, but wasn't your best game. Still good. Lucas, he was still good, but a little bit average as well, if we're being honest. Next up, we're going to have Ibu, Konate. What a guy! What a player this man's been. He's been. He's one of my favourite players to watch. I do love a solid defender. I do love a defender who can fight, and a defender who can pass, and a defender with vision, and a defender who loves to get his foot in and get his head in, and he's just like, he's dominant, and that's what I love about Ibu. So I think I'm going to give Konate, it was a good performance from him. I'm going to put him in this sort of, it wasn't outstanding, but I'm going to put him somewhere where James Milner is, in sort of between Milner and McManaman. He had no problems with Konate and his performance. And on the left of defence, we had this guy, Joe Gomez. Man, what a season he's having. And it's just another solid game from Joe. He's becoming he's just a dependable guy in any position at the back there. I like the way he stepped into midfield in the second half, towards the, for the last half an hour when we were dominating. He was really an inverted fullback, and I thought a lot of the formation changes that Klopp made were absolutely superb. And I thought Gomez, really good game. I'm going to put him up with McManaman, and as a sort of excellent, sort of 8 out of 10 kind of thing. Konate is there in a sort of 7 out of 10. Gomez was better for me. He was really good. Yeah, okay. And then, but the other defender who was so very, very, very exciting, Connor Bradley, he's not my man of the match, because we'll get to my man of the match, but he was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. He was wonderful with the ball. He was wonderful without the ball. He attacked well. Against Willian, the way that he dealt with such a marvellous, silky, experienced player as Willian was just a huge credit to him. So I'm going to put Connor Bradley sort of above Joe Gomez in this sort of realm of between Steve McManaman and John Barnes. I mean, no one touches the top here of John Barnes, but this is a sort of 9 out of 10 performance. This is superb. He did fall over, of course, but the way he recovered for the rest of the match, was quite magical, really, in many ways. I'll try and get some stats with you. May as well get some stats to back up what I'm saying, right? I mean, there's whoscored.com that I'm just loading up now and give you some player statistics from that match. So, in our defence, so Connor Bradley had an 87.5% passing accuracy with 2 key passes. He almost created 2 goals. He had 90 touches. Whoscored gave him 7.39, which is very harsh. That was a 9 out of 10 at least. He was absolutely freaking wonderful. Konate had 89.7% passing accuracy, very, very good. Virgil had 93.3% passing accuracy, which is superb. But because of his mistakes for the goal, that's why he's so low. And Joe Gomez, 82.3% passing accuracy, the lowest of our back four, 82.3%. But he had 1 shot from outside the area, so that was one of the only shots of the first half that I remember, and 1 key pass as well. So he was marauding forward, but defensively, it was only really Connor Bradley and Joe Gomez who got tackles in. Connor Bradley had 6 tackles. Joe Gomez had 2 tackles, whereas Virgil and Ibu had none each because they didn't have to. So Connor Bradley, 6 tackles. That's extraordinary. Joe Gomez had 2 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 clearances, and 1 blocked shot. Connor Bradley, 6 tackles, 1 interception, no clearances, and no blocked shots. And then we're going to move into the midfield, I suppose. Let's do that. Let's the midfield. We started with Curtis, with McAllister, and with Gravenberch. Now Gravenberch. Let's start with him if I can. If I could find where I put his little card here. There you go, Gravenberch. Gravenberch. Do let me know in the comments. I see we're getting a few comments in. Thanks, guys, for joining us. I'll get to those comments in a minute, just after I do Grav, because for me, in French, c'est pas grave means it's not serious. C'est grave means it's serious. And I don't think we have a serious problem with Gravenberch, but he is worrying me a little bit. I'm going to be perfectly patient with him, because we've seen he's very silky, and the little shot, the way he created space for himself for the shot that he took in the second half just before he got substituted was absolutely brilliant. But he lost 10 out of 11 duels just in the first half, and he really needs to work on his his toughness. And when he loses the ball, he's sort of, he's like jogging around, and, he's sort of, we need him to turn into a sort of tornado when he loses the ball, but instead he's like a gnat's fart. It's just the wind from a gnat's fart. And that's something that is very disappointing, but he's very, very, very young, and he's going to have time to learn. But it was a poor performance from Gravenberch. Better in the second half, but he can do a lot better, and he will do a lot better, and he's still getting used to the league and the team and everything, but I'm putting him down here. Sorry, Grav. Sorry, man. You're going sort of below Lucas. Of course, no one's as bad as El Hadji Diouf, but you're down there as sort of the worst performer of the day so far. So let me see if I can bring up some chat here. What have you guys been saying? There it is. Hang on. Whoa! Oh, my problem with this, because I've never done this before, is that I'm a little bit slow to get around to the different places. Hang on, let me try and... Okay, there you go. We've got Ravi in the house. Big up the Liverpool crew. Hello, Ravi. Great to have you with us. Robin's with us. VVD Milner. Yes, exactly. Okay, so Robin disagrees. He thinks VVD was a very good performance. Well, okay. Yes, it was, but apart from the mistake, I'm being harsh on him because his standards are so high. Robin saying Gomez might be our new utility Milner. This is a very good point, Robin. I think you might be absolutely right. Ravi says, Liverpool, we need to sort our defensive issues out. Can't keep slotting Joe Gomez in 3 positions at the back. Well, it's a decent comment, but I'm not sure I agree with you, Ravi, because, I mean, as long as he's fit and as long as he's playing as well as he is playing, then I think we can keep slotting Joe Gomez into 3 positions at the back. I think our defence has been pretty good. I mean, in terms of the league, in 20 matches we've conceded 18 goals, which is the best in the league. Arsenal, with their best defenders in the world, have conceded 22 more goals than us. A lot of that is also down to the brilliance of Alisson compared to David Raya or Ramsdale or whatever charlatan Arsenal have got in goal. But I do think that it's the defence has done pretty well. I would like another one because I am very. The more I think about it, the more concerned I'm getting about Joe Gomez getting an injury and Ibu getting an injury, and if one or the other does, then we're going to be coming into this big fixture list. What have we got? 5 games in 15 days or something when we come back. For starting with Bournemouth next weekend, it's going to be a bit mad. So yeah, I don't know, but thanks for your comments, guys. This is really, really, really cool. And Doug is with us. Doug, man, Douglas from the Dugout Football Channel. Wonderful idea, Doug, that he's put on X, and he's been on Sky Sports talking about the idea of, with the very sad news of Sven-Goran Eriksson getting terminal cancer, which is just, my heart goes out to him and his family and his loved ones and anybody fighting that awful disease. And if Douglas had this great idea, why doesn't he come and manage a Liverpool Legends match? And that would be brilliant. Or come as the guest of honour, or do something for him, because he's sort of come out as a Liverpool fan, and that's a wonderful thing. But great to have you with us, Doug. Excellent stuff. We're talking about the midfield against Fulham. Gravenberch is way down there as our worst performer, in my opinion. We also had McAllister in midfield. Let's bring up his card here, wherever I can find it. Got too many players, Liverpool. There you go. McAllister. I mean, how well did he do, really? I thought it was quite a difficult one to judge, really. So I'm going to revert to the stats. I mean, he got 3 tackles, which for a number 6 is very good. 3 tackles in the match. He got no interceptions, no clearances, no blocked shots. But 3 tackles is good. He also had 3 shots, which I don't quite remember. 1 key pass, 1 dribble. He was fouled once, and 1 what who scored calls unsure touches. So I think he was robbed in a dangerous position once. He's not the ideal number 6, but I think he does quite well there. He had 85.3% passing accuracy, and for a number 6 in a Liverpool system, it's good. It's good, 85.3%, but we're going to want to have someone more like 90, around the 90%, which is incredibly high. But I think that those are the standards at Liverpool. But I'm going to say it's a good match from McAllister. I don't think he was particularly bad, so I'm going to put him sort of around about, the James Milner solid match kind of level. But the other midfielder, Curtis Jones, man of the match, without a shadow of a doubt, as they say, without the inkling of a shadow of a doubt, without the slightest shadow. This guy was pure sunshine, Curtis Jones. The stats for the match, well, the most amazing one was that he got 47 out of 48 completed passes, and that's nuts. That's nutty, jam Jaluli, great weirdness of wonder. Just crazy good, really crazy good. So 47 out of 48 passes. But what else did he do? What else did he do? Like the Romans. He got 4 shots, 3 of them on target. He scored 1 goal. The key opening goal, which was very lucky, but you don't shoot, you don't score. And he played 1 key pass, so 74 touches of the ball. And when 48 of them are passes, you can see that most of the time he's playing 1-touch football. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful to know that we've got this guy in midfield who doesn't give the ball away, who can attack defensively as well. He got 2 tackles in and 1 clearance in. So he's doing his work defensively off the ball. His pressing was magnificent. So my man of the match, Curtis Jones, a 9.5 out of 10. You're up there, Curtis, you know. No one's going to get to the peak John Barnes. Well, I hope they do. And no one's going to fall as low as the lowest El Hadji Diouf. But very, very good. Well done, Curtis. Absolutely beautiful performance. Okay, let's move into the forward line if we can. Before we do that, Harvey Elliott. Let's talk about Harvey. He played 55 minutes. He did nothing defensively, as he often doesn't. No tackles, no interceptions, no clearances, no blocked shots. Going forward, he had 1 shot and 2 key passes, and I think he was a little bit unlucky. He had 86.8% passing accuracy, which in his position is very good. Curtis getting 98 is just crazy. But I thought Harvey was a little bit unlucky to be taken off when he was taken off. Because I think the way that we changed it around when Darwin came on and Gakpo came on, I would say that was when Elliott could have really put his mark on the game. But I'm going to say he did all right. In the time he had on the pitch. So I'm going to put him around about where McAllister is, sort of between Lucas and James Milner, but more Milner than Lucas. Do let me know what you think in the chat if you can. Let's just see if we get we've got a couple more messages coming in, I think. There we go. So we got, subscribe, buddy. Stefano, Michael Corleone, you've subscribed. Thank you, Stefano. This really makes a big difference. Thank you very much. I'm just chasing the subscribers. The big total for me would be 500. That's my dream. So everyone is absolutely wonderful. I mean, it doesn't matter if I've got 5 million subscribers. Anyone who wants to subscribe to Kop On, you're more than welcome. Thank you so much, Stefano. Great stuff, Stefano. Michael Corleone, I like your taste in films as well. The Godfather's in the house. The Doug says more inconsistencies today with Gusto booked for the same challenge that Jones had on Bissouma. Yeah, I didn't see. I sort of was half watching the Chelsea match. I found it really boring. Chelsea versus Fulham today. I mean, it's not like watching Liverpool versus Fulham, which has got some razzmatazz and some gusto and some great play and some brilliant goals. It was just very stodgy, and 1 penalty decided it for Chelsea. I missed the Malo Gusto thing. But anyway, Elliott is down there. And then as we move on, we're going to the forward line. Well, no, actually, no, sort of between the forward line and the midfield. The guy who came on in the second half, Cody Gakpo. I'll find his card is here. Yeah, great. Cody Gakpo. Now, where do we put him? He made a big difference. I really liked his contribution off the bench. He had 1 shot. It was on target. Because he scored the goal, and it was a great goal. It was a really nice goal. If you watch that back, the whole movement of it was lovely. Jones's pass to Jota's marvellous directness, and then releasing Darwin's lovely pick out, and the way that Gakpo held back to let the defenders run towards the line, and he just gave him just that little space to strike between the two centre-backs. And you watch that goal from behind the goal, and he really had just one tiny corner of the net to aim at. And so from his one shot, he got one goal. It's a beautiful finish. But he also got two key passes and an extremely high passing accuracy of 87.5%. And when you're an attacker, you normally average around about 80 or 75 even, because there are defenders all around you and people try to attack in different ways. But Gakpo, I thought he was very, very good, actually, keeping the ball, scoring the goal, looking dangerous, and opening the game out tactically as well. The way he linked up with Connor Bradley as well down that right, and caused a lot of problems. The Fulham defence hated him, so I'm going to put him just below Connor Bradley because he only played 35 minutes, but his impact was superb. Okay. So the next player we'll talk about is Jota. If I can find Diogo on my list of players, there he is. No, let's talk about Diaz, because Diaz is sort of the forgotten man of this match. His passing accuracy was crazy, 92.3%. But that's a sign that you're just playing the ball backwards. Sorry. You're just playing the ball backwards as an attacker, which is useful if you don't, want to lose the ball, because we don't want to lose the ball in his position, and so they can always counter if our wingers lose the ball. But he needs after promising and being brighter and brighter, he sort of played within himself in this match. 92.3% passing accuracy. It is really good. It's really hard to do that. You compare that to Diogo Jota, he had 65%. But I just want to see more from Luis Diaz. I thought it was a very sort of reserved performance from Lucho, as much as I love the guy. So I'm going to put him down sort of, not quite as low as Virgil or Gravenberch, but not a great performance. Not great, man. Moving on to Jota, there was a tale of two halves. The game was a tale of two halves, and Jota's performance was a tale of two halves. 12 touches in the first half only. He was sort of stuck as a sort of number 9, or didn't move around all that much, and we couldn't get him the ball. He 12 touches, didn't do anything, like a lot of our players didn't do anything in the first half. And then the second half, Klopp's tweaks and changes and little adjustments, tiny little, get the screwdriver out, unscrew this, screw this in, poke around with the insides of the machine. And Jota came out absolutely whirring and firing. So I'm going to give him, he's a wonderful performance in that second half. 25 touches, as I said, but he was very instrumental in 2 goals. So I'm going to put him next to Gakpo, Diogo Jota, as a fabulous performance. Okay, keep your comments coming in. Let me know if you agree or if you don't agree. I think we've got a comment in there as well. Let me just open it up here. Jota is so important to us, Robin. Yes, he is. He's the smartest player in our team, along with Mo Salah, I would say, in that their football intelligence is off the scale. Maybe Virgil, you put Virgil up there as well. Because they just... Curtis as well, maybe, but no, Jota's a level above, because he's a right-footed Robbie Fowler. Let me know if you agree with me there, because he's lethal, and he's so alive and he's so bright. But even then, maybe not. Maybe I don't even agree with myself, because Robbie Fowler was unique in his way. Just one chance and one goal. Jota, maybe he needs 2 chances and 1 goal, but he creates the 2 chances himself, and he has that sort of bumbling forward thing basically he's so smart that he knows what the defender doesn't want him to do, and he does it again and again and again and again, and he does it in the blink of an eye. And that's the thing, you can slow it down, like, pause the screen when the ball gets to Diogo Jota, right? Put yourself in the defender's position, and you think, well, what's the thing that the defender really doesn't want Diogo to do? And if it's to go down to the defender's right, to run past him on the right, then Diogo just does it immediately before the defender can react. And sometimes, that's why he gets all these ricochets, because it's that land back in Diogo Jota's feet. You know that, you've seen that 1,000 times. The ball, he's dribbling and he kicks it off a defender and he keeps the ball. It's because everybody's reacting to what Diogo's doing. He's not reacting to anyone else because he's thinking just one step ahead. He's such a smart player. Frickin' love the guy. Love him. Diogo Jota. What a performance again. Totally. So yeah, instrumental. And, he fights as well. The sliding tackle was superb that he made to create as part of the move that led to Curtis Jones' goal. He had 4 shots with 1 key pass. 65% passing accuracy in Diogo. That's a big weakness in Diogo's game. He can keep the ball a lot better. And for example, when we play Jota and Nunez and we lose the ball quite a lot against a team like Man City, that's when we start having problems. Another guy who loses the ball a fair amount is the last guy we're going to talk about today, because it's Darwin. And Darwin Nunez, what can you say about Darwin? In this match, he came off the bench. Bear in mind that Diogo Jota had 90 minutes. Darwin Nunez had 35 minutes, and Darwin had the same amount of shots as Diogo Jota, but Diogo Jota had none on target. Darwin Nunez had 3 shots on target. He also had 2 key passes, which were 2 assists. And the way I liken it, this season, he's a tornado, right? He's a tornado. So you're sitting in your house in Colorado or in Cleveland, Ohio, and in the suburbs, and there's a tornado coming, and it's terrible news. And this is how the defenders feel. Tornadoes coming, and it just reaps destruction throughout where you live, and it's horrible for the defenders. But kick a ball into a tornado, and you don't know where it's going to go. It's going to fly around, and it might end up in Kansas, or it might end up in the back of the net. And that's what it's like for me with Darwin Nunez, and I don't mind that at all, because the havoc that he wreaks, they call him Captain Chaos. It's not big enough. He's Lord Havoc, the Lord of Havoc, Darwin Nunez. And I thought he was absolutely superb. So he's going to go up there, back up there with a 9 out of 10, boys. Very unlucky not to score. So he's going to go up there. We'll put him slightly to the side because he's in the dream world of his own, making such a difference for our football club. I hope he stays fit. I really do. Thank you, guys. I've got to go. I've got to stop. Thank you very much for joining me in this player ratings video. If you like it, please do hit the like button. If you want to subscribe to Kop On, that would be amazing. If you can, that would be superb. And you could see on our scale, this is the new player rating scale that we've got. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in and talking about that. Our next game is Bournemouth. That's not for ages. So I'll be back, before then with some little videos. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but stay tuned to Kop On Podcast. Thank you very much. Whoever you are, wherever you are very loved. And keep going. You'll never walk alone. Thank you.